Again. I'm gonna kind of talk to you guys today about what I've been learning in recovery. Um, I have my little notebook here. Um, I guess I'll talk about denial. Um, the biggest thing is that you have to realize that you're not God. You have to admit that you're powerless to control your tendency to do the wrong thing and that your life is unmanageable. The step one is that you're supposed to admit that we're powerless over our addictions and compulsive behaviors and that our lives have become unmanageable. Um, sorry. Um, well, as you can tell, we have denial, and it's D, disables our feelings, E, energy lost, N, negates growth, I, isolates us from God, A, alienates us from relationships, and L, lengthens the pain. Um, you know, God promises that He will give you health back and heal your wounds. Like, if you get hurt, like, He's helping me get through high school, and like everything that people have been saying to me, things that have happened to me. He's helping me get through it, like He's healing me, and I love it. Another thing that we can talk about is like for the denial, you can deny that you are being bullied or deny that, there's nothing wrong with you. But if there really is, you need to get help. And there will be hope, which is the next word we're going to talk about. There will be hope that you'll get better, and hope that, you'll try, and that you'll hope that people won't bully you anymore like I did. And I didn't get bullied today. Actually, I wore sweatpants and a t-shirt, and no one paid any attention to me because I guess I looked different. But I was happy. The principle is that, earnestly believe that God exists and that you matter to Him and that He has the power to help you recover from anything, whether it be drugs, sex addictions, bullying, any of that. We came to believe that a power greater than ourselves could restore us to sanity. That's just one of the bigger issues here, you know. And hope stands for higher power, openness to change, power to change, and the expect to change. If you want people to stop bullying you, then if, like, I was acting in a way that I shouldn't have, and people realized me for something that I wasn't, and I had to change how I acted and what I looked like, I mean, you don't always have to do that, but sometimes it's better to, like, change yourself, not for them, but for you. It's just really, it kind of, I don't know, you just kind of have to trust God and take action in it, and, like, let Him know that you're there. And I don't know if you guys have ever taken inventory, which kind of means, like, examine and confess your faults to someone that you trust. There are 5 different ways, columns, I guess you could say, that you can write down, like the person, the cause, the effect, the damage, and my part. Okay, I'm going to use mine as, like, my bullying, and the mistakes that I did to cause all this bullying happening. The person is, well, me and others who heard things. The cause of this all was the way I was acting and the things that I was saying. The effect turned out to be that I'd get bullied and people would hurt me and I'd hurt myself. And the damage it did is, it didn't just hurt me, but it hurt others. It hurt my family and it hurt my friends because they were like, oh, well, if, they hang out with her, then, they're like that too. And, it sucked for them and it sucked for me, and it just, my part in this was I was the depressed person that didn't care. Well, I cared about what they said, but I didn't care how my reputation was. I was like, well, oh well, And now it's like I care, like I want to change my reputation, and it sucks because I kind of can't yet. Like no one. I haven't really confessed to anybody, telling them that I'm ready to change, and like I kind of want the victory, the power and the forgiveness to feel, the new me, and I just, sorry, but it's just like I'm gonna give you 7 reasons that we get stuck. Sorry. You have not completely worked like the previous principle. There are different, principles that you do. There's like 7 different principles that you can finish and go through. Number 2, you have not completely surrendered your life and your will to the Lord. 3, you have not accepted Jesus' work on the cross for your forgiveness. 4, you have not forgiven others who have harmed you, whether it's yourself or your friends or your family. 5, you are afraid of the risk in making the necessary change. 6, you are not willing to own your responsibility. And 7 is you have not developed an effective support team, like your friends, your family, counselors, or any of that stuff, And in my church, we have daily inventory that we can do, and like it just asks you like questions of this is the yes lesson. Do you want to experience an incredible life? Get in the habit of saying yes to God. Yield myself to God. We must give him the latitude he needs to use us as he sees fit. Example is what is important. If you want someone to see what Christ will do for them, let them see what Christ has done for you. And that's why I'm making this video, is I'm showing you what he has done for me, and the bullying, and how he gave me the courage to make this video. Serve others as Jesus Christ did, and make your life a mission, not an intermission. Choosing to yield God means giving God control. It means surrendering your thoughts, motives, and actions to God. The closer you get to God and the longer you follow Jesus, it becomes easier to yield to God. You discover how he loves you, meets your needs, and guide your life. Instead of frustration over what God wants you to give up, you experience joy knowing that he has incredible things ahead. It's really, sometimes it's good, but then, sometimes it's really bad. But when you meet God, it's like he makes a lot of things better, And I'm putting my glasses on, sorry. There's this saying in the Bible, for I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and future. It's pretty much saying that, God hopes that, he's hoping that my future is I get a better reputation and all this other stuff, And then there are some questions that I've answered for this thing, and it's what's challenging about sharing your story with other people. The challenges of me sharing my story with you guys is I'm worried that if you see this, you're gonna be like, oh, she's just trying to get attention, And there are a lot of people that say that, and I'm worried that I'll say too much and you guys will kind of get freaked out, And how can you be encouraged by sharing your story with other people? Well, if you guys make comments and are like, hey, you've done so good, and that would just make me feel really good about myself, and that would encourage me. It feels good to stand up and stand out, shout my faith and how I feel about God. What are some ways you're already saying yes to God in your life? Well, God told me to make this video, and I said yes, and that's what I'm doing. That I'm just gonna have to come back next time, and I'll have planned, something like confession, or something about giving and kindness. If you have any ideas of what you would like me to do, will you just let me know and comment what you would like to know about, and I will give you any sort of information that I can. Alright, well, thank you, and I hope to see you again later. Thank you. Bye.